There's turmoil in the Central African Republic after rebels took over the capital, Bangui. Shops, schools and offices are shut, and there's reports of ongoing looting and gunfire. The rebels say they want to hold democratic elections. The rebels, known as the Seleka, started advancing towards the capital earlier this week. Just hours ago, they took control of the presidential palace in the center of the city. The president, Francois Bozize, wasn't there at the time. Reports suggest he'd already fled across the Obangi River to the neighboring Democratic Republic of Congo. Jamal Elshayyal has more.
Francois Bozize had himself taken power of the Central African Republic through a coup 10 years ago. Now he's been forced to flee the country after opposition fighters moved into the capital. The Seleka rebels say they've ousted the president because of his failure to deliver on promises made as part of a peace deal signed 2 months ago. The rebels accuse President Bozize of ruling the country as a dictator and say they've taken up arms to fight for the rights of the people. But some of those living in the capital, Bangui, disagree.
They have cut our phone networks. They are killing us, raping us and looting. They are not allowing us to live, and they have taken the state hostage.
The rebels have been marching towards Bangui for several months now. They had halted their advance in January after a peace treaty was signed with President Bozize in Libreville. It seems the government's failed to deliver on the peace agreement, and the rebels decided to resume the fight to oust the president.
We already negotiated with them in Libreville, but nothing has changed. We've negotiated with them 10 different times, so now we have decided to change. The government must know that we have rights as Central Africans to live out of poverty. He is a dictator, but we say to all Central Africans and the world that we want democracy.
Analysts believe Bozize's failure to deliver on 2 specific demands was what finally pushed the Seleka rebels to complete their coup.
The comprehensive peace agreement that was signed on the 11th of January this year was asking for a number of things, including the integration of the Seleka rebels into the regular army, for the departure of Ugandan and South African troops, as well as other things. Now, it would appear that President Bozize failed to honor particularly these last 2 that I've just mentioned, and he was basically told that this time there would be no negotiations.
Despite having rich mineral deposits, the Central African Republic is one of the world's poorest nations. Life expectancy here is just 50 years. A big reason for that is the decades-old cycle of violence and political unrest that continues to plague the country. Jamal, Elshayyal, Al Jazeera.